Hey everyone, this is your girl Brandy Renee, and today I'm here with my two co-hosts, Clemmons, Aktion 5150 Jackson. Welcome to the comfort zone. Today is our guest host, Judy Welch. Hey Judy, how you doing today?
I am wonderful, blessed and highly favored, and I just want to thank you for allowing me to be on your show today, and I'm really looking forward to having a wonderful time.
Welcome. So Judy, now let's talk about your upbringing.
Okay, well, I was born, like I said, in Buffalo, New York, and I was born to a Caucasian mother and a Panamanian father, who I actually found out about him in my 20s. Okay. When I was born, I was born with blonde hair and blue eyes.
I can't imagine with blue eyes and blonde hair.
It's like after a while, they're like, wait a second, this baby is black. Oh, no.
Yeah,
That ain't gonna work. No. We gonna take it back. What's going on here? So wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. And I had hazel eyes at one point, different color eyes until they got to be the color that they are now. And they still change in some.
So that naturally happened like that.
Yes, it did.
Well, I wish I could do that. Like,
And actually the hair turned from blonde to brown.
Yes.
would that be?
Blonde to
That happens though.
and curly. It went curly.
That would
It
be
went
cool
straight.
if you could actually like do that. Like,
Morphed.
no, you had the power to do that. Like, I need to get this job interview today, and I don't want to have this hair. I want like a blondish, blue-eyed look to me.
Well, I did have 3 years of college.
Okay.
I did.
3 years.
And then while I was in college, I had my oldest son too, who's no longer with us. Yes. And after leaving college, after I lost a lot of grants and everything, and then my parents' house burned down. So I wanted to do something else, and that's why
You picked up a gun.
I didn't rob any banks or anything like that. I joined the military.
Okay.
But while I was processing for the military, I saw my birth certificate for the first
Oh,
time.
that's cool.
And that's how I began to find out a lot more about who I am
yourself.
and where I came from and so on. And I was talking to my foster mother, and I said, this is my birth certificate. And she knew everything. And I said, is there anything you can tell me about my family? So she says, well, your grandfather, he died when you were about 7 years old, and so on. And she began to tell me some names and everything. So I was curious. I picked up the telephone book, and I saw Legacy, what's my main name. I saw in a telephone book, and it said Harold. I always pronounced it Levisi. And I called the number, and it was this little girl that answered the phone. And to make a long story short, she put this other lady on the phone, and it happened to be my grandmother.
Wow.
So I started telling her everything that I knew, and I said, does any of this sound familiar to you? And she says, yes, it does. So I said, so I can be talking to my grandmother. And she said, you are talking to your grandmother.
Wow.
That's deep.
So
You can actually do that. Oh, can you do that nowadays? Just go to the phone book and
Yeah.
like, Daddy,
Do that. Yeah.
Daddy.
That's her mom. I would have been angry. That's her mother she's talking to.
Oh yeah. I mean, I couldn't imagine.
I just wanted to know, why did you give me away? And she explained to me that she was 18 when she got pregnant. Well, 17 when she got pregnant.
Okay.
And she was a groupie for Grover Washington Jr. And she fooled around with, she was dating his drummer. His name was Billy.
Your father?
Yeah, my father. And I said, well, what about him? Can you tell me some more about him? And she says, oh, you don't want to know anything about him. And I said, yes, I do. Now I need to know the other half.
Right.
And she said, his name is Billy, and he just used to play drums for Grover Washington. But he's probably dead, Judy, because I know he was on drugs, and I know he had other, there were other people, other females pregnant too the same time I was. So you just really need to leave him alone and not look for him whatsoever. But when you tell me that,
Oh, like, yeah, sure, no problem.
okay, then especially now you're telling me that you don't want to be in my life or whatever,
I'm gonna go find my father.
and see if he want to be in my life.
Yeah.
Okay, so, but throughout the years, I was actually, after that I went into the military.
Wow.
And I stopped searching in the military because I was sent overseas, to Germany. Had basic training at Fort Jackson. I scored 999 points out of a possible 1,000 points.
Wow.
So I graduated with honors and everything, and they actually wanted me to stay and teach the first 3 weeks of my MOS, which is 75 Delta. I'm a survivor, and the Lord has shown me that I'm a survivor.
Absolutely. Oh, yeah.
And you go through things, and a lot of times I used to say, okay, Lord, I can't bear this.
Right.
Even though you say He puts no more on you than you can bear, and sometimes I couldn't understand
Doesn't
why.
put too much on
Why
your
was
plate.
I going through this?
Right,
Why me? And someone said, why not you? But I've been, like I said, I've been through a lot. I've been beaten. He would never really hit my face too much, except that one time because I wasn't working. Because he would say I would be the one that was always working, and he would stay home with the kids, or say that he's home with the kids. But actually, one time, this is one of the crazy things. I found food stamps, and was wondering, where was he getting these food stamps from? But he went to the welfare people, and told them that I had abandoned him and the kids, and he needed.
So he was an actor.
You could say he was,
So
right?
he was the actor.
He was acting. It was just one of the, all of this built up to the criminal stuff that he started doing. He did that.
And this is all when we got back to America, right?
We got back to the U.S. Right. Yes, and so on. And then after letting him back in our lives, after actually we were separated 7 times, and then the very last time I let him back in, I told him he was actually having a lot of affairs and so on, and I told him I didn't want to be bothered with him anymore, that we really need to go our separate ways. So he waited till I took Chris to the doctor. Chris was a year old, and when I came back, my apartment was empty. He had cleaned.
That should be the last straw now.
Wow.
No more getting. So he's not on your phone right now. No speed dial.
No. He took everything.
He's gone.
Wow. He took everything.
And you couldn't get nothing back?
No, and I knew where he was, so I went to his friend's
With the M16.
I wish.
Where's this M16 at?
Yeah, I know, right? When you need it.
Recognize.
Where's that one? I need it.
Army has it. So I ended up, confronting him. And his friend said, well, he's not here, and I said, but I knew he was there, and so on. And then one thing led to another. Shortly after that, well, actually 3-4 months later, I get a phone call from his sister telling me, I hope you're sitting down. And I'm like, okay, what is it now? She says, your husband is in prison, is in jail. I said, for what? And I said, ex-husband. You're not divorced from him yet. And I was like, okay, what? And they said, your ex-husband. I said, okay, what did he do? He robbed 6 banks.
6?
6. He robbed 2 of them twice.
And you didn't even know?
No. And they said that the family is coming after me because they said that I saw it on the news and I'm the one that turned him in.
I want to thank you all for tuning in today on our show, The Comfort Zone. Thank you, Judy. So, Judy Welch, what can the people find you at? Let them know.
Well, my email address is JudyLevesy, JudyLevesy @gmail.com. My Twitter is, what is my Twitter? JudyW04, I believe. Let's see. And, my Facebook page is Judy, Judy Levesy, Levesy.
And it's your girl, Brandy Renee Harris. Follow me on Twitter at Pretty Lady Act, and also Facebook, Brandy Lady Act Harris.
Shop.